Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today is an interesting video because I looked on my shelf the other day and I realized that I have a lot of bags that I do not wear anymore. A lot of luxury designer bags that I do not use. Some are replicas, some are authentic. You guys be the judge. If you've been following me for a while, you know which is which. You can always go back through my video library and have a look. First up, this is in no order whatsoever. I'm just randomly plucking these from the shelf. First up, you guys might have seen a video on this yet. I'm not sure if I've posted it or not before I'm putting this one live. This is my Prada bag. It's pretty much like a briefcase bag. It's just got top handles. There's no strap whatsoever. I used to wear this bag to death when I used to be in the corporate world and when I had a corporate job, and it was a great bag for that. It was big enough that you could put your lunch in it. It was really sturdy. It was great quality. You know, it's got all the Prada branding all over the lining. All the hardware is beautiful. Because it's made of that Saffiano leather, it does not look like it's aged or scratched or anything. Like, the quality of the leather is amazing. It has warped a little bit down the bottom purely because I didn't have a insert in this bag, and so over time this has sort of drooped down. But you know, with an insert this would probably bounce back to shape. So, but it's just worn so well. It's super easy, simple, black. I do have to say that it is really difficult to open and close it. Like, the zipper is quite chunky, so I just leave it open and I don't really close it. This is when I used to wear it, but this has not had a lot of love recently. I mean, like, in the past 5 years, I should really get rid of this bag because, and I'll be saying this a lot today because I'm just not using it. I also find the size a little bit large, so you know, for like an everyday casual kind of bag, I don't like mine to be so big and so structured like this. But you know, in saying that, I would take a Birkin or a Kelly out every day. But yeah, this is just black. It's just really big. If you wanted to fit your laptop or something in it, maybe it'll fit, but the pockets are kind of strange because it's narrower up the top here. So yeah, it might be a little bit tricky. That's bag number one. Next up is my Louis Vuitton Santonge bag. I'm sorry, I still don't know how to say that. I didn't even look it up. I didn't even try. I just thought I'm really not going to be saying this name very much. So this bag is a great little crossbody, but like I mentioned in my review of this bag, it has a, you know, a chunky zip. It's tips like constantly, and I just find it super annoying. So I don't reach for this bag anymore, which is super sad. I can never get rid of it because I got it when I was with my mum and she helped me purchase it, and you know, I sort of feel like I kind of owe her one. Alright, we know what bag this is. This is the Kelly 28. This one is, you know, held up really well. The leather and stuff looks beautiful. It's really a nice quality. I don't get a lot of wear out of this bag, and I think it's the colour. I used to think that this colour was extremely wearable, really neutral, and would go with everything. And I'm not wrong, but I found that over the years I find this colour very casual, very dressed down. So I kind of like to be a little bit more dressed up, and I just don't reach for this. I also find the strap a little bit annoying. It's really thin for the fact that the bag is quite big. Like, the proportions I don't think are quite right, and I mean, it looks the same as, you know, similar to the original, but just, I think this, if I swap this for a thick strap, I think maybe that would work and maybe I would wear it. I just find this little tiny strap digs into you a little bit, and it's kind of like awkward with such a biggish bag. It's not that big, you know, but it is kind of big for the straps. This is like, these straps are like for tiny mini bags, you know. So So I might try that. I might try swapping over the strap and see if I wear it a little bit more, but I think it's the color. If this was in black, if this was in a nude, if this was in a cream or a white, I'd probably get so much more wear out of it, but because it's in the tan, I just don't. I did have a real tan moment about, you know, 10 years ago, 8 years ago. I had a tan moment, and I did have a few tan bags, and I still have my Birkin down there, which is tan. But yeah, or should I say gold is the color they call tan, but you know, let's face it, it's tan. Gold is the hardware. So yes, I don't use this one pretty much anymore. I never reach for this. I always find that I'm reaching for other bags in replace of this, so, which is a bit of a shame. And while we're talking about that bag, we should probably talk about my Birkin. I very rarely use this bag. I pretty much, and this is going to sound completely ridiculous, I pretty much only use this bag when I'm going to the cinema and I want to smuggle snacks. I did say that in a previous video, that's what it's good for, because that's what I do. That's actually what I do with it. I can't stand the fact that, you know, one, I'm a bit of a cheapo and I don't want to spend $10 on a small bag of Maltesers or something. So I smuggle my own snacks. Plus I can bring healthy snacks, and I can bring whatever I want. If I want like Rice Crisps or, you know, soy crisps or something, you know, that's not super healthy. But if I wanted to have a healthier option, which I do like to do, I like to go in the health food aisle in the supermarket, and I like to buy healthy snacks for the cinema. It just stops me from eating rubbish. So anyway, I take this big boy whenever I do that. I still love this bag. I don't think I'll get rid of this, even though I don't use it very much. I don't like the way it sounds either. Like seriously, if you're walking along, I don't know anyone who owns an Hermes bag and it makes this sound. But if I was opening the bag somewhere, I reckon people would stare at me and say, is that a fake? And then I would have to shamefully go, yes. So yeah, I should probably get rid of it. It does use up so much space, but it's one of those bags that is probably the oldest in my collection, so I just can't do it. I do have to give you a bit of a disclosure, guys, that I do have other bags that are in dust bags in the cupboard that I'm just not even going to touch. I don't even want to go in there and have a look and see what bags are in there, etc. So I'm leaving them alone. I'm sort of just sorting out what's on my shelf, and there are like 4 more shelves above these shelves that you guys can't see, and I do have bags on those. So the next bag is this Chloe camera bag. I loved this when it came out, but like I said in my video, the review of this, it's just a little bit boxy for me, and it's a very boho style bag, and it's just not me. It's just not my style. I barely used it. There is, I don't think, a scratch on it. There's just a little bit of wear on this front little clasp. But apart from that, you know, a couple little tiny marks inside the lining, but all in all, the actual leather itself is pristine. So yeah, I don't use this bag. I should really get rid of it. It's a shame because it's super cute and I know it would suit somebody. It just doesn't suit me, unfortunately. I also love the color. I think grey is super versatile and a really great neutral, but I mean, if I wanted a grey bag, I'd probably go for my Lady Dior grey one. Now this one is a surprise, and the reason it's a surprise because I didn't think that this bag would make it into this video. I used to wear this bag to death for years and years and years. So much so that, you know, the hardware's all kind of chipping, coming off. The chain is still good. The leather is still great. Just a little bit of wear on that front GG. I never thought I would have this as one of my least worn bags. There's the lining there. I mean, it's such a beautiful bag. It goes with so much. It's so great for traveling because the chain is crossbody. I just don't pick it up anymore because I have so many other bags. In saying this, I actually don't have many black bags that I reach for these days. I've got my matte black Lady Dior and I wear that on occasion, but I think because I wore this bag for so long, for so many years, I kind of got over wearing black bags, and I tried to kind of get other bags, you know, that were not black, so that I would have, you know, something interesting in my wardrobe. So yeah, I will not be getting rid of this bag, I don't believe, because I still love it. I still, you know, have moments where I pick this up and I wear it for a week, etc. But I used to wear this to death, and this used to be my go-to, and it's now not my go-to. My go-tos at the moment are my Pochette Matisse and my saddlebags. They are my two go-tos. I have been wearing my Chanel 19 light beige bag quite a bit, but I wouldn't say that that bag is an everyday bag, just because it's so big, it's quite bulky. You know, if I'm, like yesterday I was tanning, I didn't want to carry that bag because I didn't want to mark it or anything. So I switched over to my Pochette Matisse, which is brown anyway, and you know, I didn't really worry about dirtying that. I'm a bit shocked that this is in here because I absolutely adore this bag. I think it is, if you have one bag in your wardrobe, if you ever want to buy one luxury purchase, I would go something like this. Maybe not this exact one because it's now becoming a little bit dated and a lot of people have it. But go with the same sort of principles, you know, go with something in black leather with gold hardware, something in this sort of similar size. This is a 26 size. I find this size super versatile. It's, you know, I don't carry a lot. I don't carry big wallets, okay? So if you do carry a big wallet, it will still fit in here, but you won't be able to fit much else. Whereas for me, I just carry a little card holder. I can put my makeup case in here with a couple of lipsticks. I can put hand sanitizer. I can put pretty much the what's in my bag. I can pretty much fit in here, including sunglasses. So that is my GG Marmont. I would definitely recommend a GG Marmont. I've been thinking about replacing this bag with a newer one so that I can get a nice little logo here. I've worn this bag to death, and I absolutely love that it still looks okay, like it's a little bit pushed out, but I've seen some real ones that are like squished, you know. Okay, this might be a little bit new for you guys because I don't think you guys have ever seen this bag. This is my Louis Vuitton Lockme 2 bag. Lockme 2? I think it's called Lockme 2. It's got the lock closure, which is beautiful. I have to be super honest with you guys. I have barely worn this bag. Barely. Maybe a handful of times. That would probably be a lie. I think maybe 2 or 3 times I've worn this bag. The main reason why it doesn't get a lot of love is that it's a kind of an awkward size. It's also squishy, which, you know, I've got the Chanel 19. I know, why am I complaining about this squishy bag when that bag's super squishy? I don't know. Also, the handle. I don't like the handle. I don't like the fact that it's like a floppy handle. I think I like top handles, or like the Pochette Matisse, how it's got a little, you know, sturdy handle. I just don't like this. Also, when you open it up, I have stuffed it to sort of hold its shape, but because it's so soft, I mean, this bag is immaculate, guys. It is immaculate. 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 I don't know. I can't tell you why I don't wear this bag. I just don't. And I think it was one of those purchases that I thought looked good on the website, and when I bought it, when I wore it, I didn't like how it looked on me. I think because I wear it crossbody pretty much all the time. Here's the little thing. This was up there with the best. In one of my big purchases, if you guys have followed my channel, you'll know what I'm talking about. The leather is pristine. There is not a mark. There is not a scratch. There are a few minor light scratches around this metal hardware, but nothing major, just wear and tear type of stuff. And when you open it, like, it is a beautiful bag, you know, logos in there. It has really nice red lining. in like a really stiff fabric. Really great quality. Really, really great quality. I just don't get the use out of this bag, unfortunately. Just don't like how it looks. And I think that, you know, when I did like it and I purchased it, my style changed so quickly that I ended up this not suiting me very, very quickly, just due to my style and what I was wearing and that sort of thing. Fortunately, not very loved. Last but not least, guys, I'm a little bit embarrassed to show you this one. The last designer bag that I don't use anymore, haven't reached for in a long, long time, not to say I'll never do again, but I haven't reached for, is this white Capucines. I really wanted a white Capucines when I bought this. I was searching the ends of the earth. I found leather ones. I found this croc. What I really wanted was the silver hardware, so I wanted white with silver hardware. That was my requirement. And I was in love with my pink Capucines. Where is it? I think it's behind there. I've got like a magnolia coloured Capucines in the BB size. And I always found that I was stuffing it to the brim, and I found that I just had way too much stuff all the time, and I thought the bag is too small. So I went and purchased this. You guys would have seen the review video. If you haven't, I'll link it somewhere. And I bought this bag, and don't get me wrong, I love it. I love the way it looks, and I love what it does to my outfits. But here's what I don't like about it. I don't like the sound. I just find that it's really hollow, kind of, I don't know. I find that leather bags don't have that sound. And I mean, am I turning into Seinfeld? Am I disliking my bags because of a sound? I don't know. So that's one thing, you know, it's a very structured, sturdy, plasticky kind of sound, even though it's leather, okay? Even though it's a mock print leather. The other thing about this bag is, because I wanted the larger size, I think this is the PM, so, or is it the MM? I think it's the PM. I think the PM is the middle. So the one above the BB size, I wanted one larger. So this was the 31 centimeter and the BB's a 27 centimeter across this way. Okay, that's why I'm doing this. So this was 31, and I thought, oh my god, this might be the perfect size. When I got the bag, it's actually a little bit heavy. Not heaps heavy, but a little bit heavy because of the size. And once you put everything in it, it gets even heavier. And I don't know. I just thought it wasn't as user-friendly, and in hindsight I probably should have bought the BB size, and I probably should have bought it in a leather, just a grain leather. I'm a lover of grain leather, and particularly when it's a matte kind of leather. This is quite shiny and glossy, and that's what turns me off. And I know that's what croc is. I should have thought about that. I thought to myself, oh, I don't have any croc bags, that might be interesting. There's a reason I don't have any croc bags. It's because I'm not attracted to this shiny finish, and I think it can look a little bit tacky. I wish that I bought, you know, something in a grain leather instead, maybe. But unfortunately, I just don't reach for this bag. I still want it. I still will carry it sometimes, and I still will have the need for that big white bag for some outfits, because I do wear a lot of white. But, you know, in a year, I haven't really picked it up once. And that's a shame. It makes me really sad, because I love this design. I love the fact that it's white. I even like the fact that it's a big size, but the practicality of using it and that sound, I don't know why, but I don't like it. Let me bring out my other Capucines in the grain leather, and let's see what sound that makes. I've never actually hit that bag before, but you know, every time I pick this up and I touch it, I'm like, ugh, why don't I like this? It feels like I'm carrying a big plastic container from Bunnings. For you guys overseas, that's like a hardware store where you buy all your hardware and gardening supplies. Alright, so now I've got my pink Capucines. This one is not in this list, by the way. I'm just doing a bit of an example. So I still use this, not as much as I probably want to. I haven't used this at all, so this is why this has made the list. See, it sounds like you're patting a baby's bum. The baby has a soul. It has dreams at night. It has a favourite colour and a favourite food. Okay, so that sound and the way it feels even is very similar to patting a baby on the bum. And now, if we do this one, wait, which hand? It's soulless. That's the problem. They sound very similar, and I don't know whether it's because I can feel it. It's very shiny and plasticky. It does not feel like a baby. It feels like an empty drum with no soul. So there you have it, guys. This is the last bag on my list. Disappointing, because I really, really want to love it, and I think it will go with outfits. It's just this, I'm not a croc person, and ever since I bought this bag, I have stayed away from every single croc bag that I've wanted. I wanted the mini Capucines in the yellow croc, but I haven't bought it because I feel like it's gonna do this to me. I'm gonna feel like it has no soul. So ridiculous. I'm listening to myself and I'm thinking that is so ridiculous. So there you have it, guys. What did you think of my list of designer bags that I do not use anymore? Let me know in the comments if you guys love any of these bags, if they are your go-to bag, and if I've missed something, because I don't use all the bags that I've listed. I do not use anymore. I hope you like this video, guys. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and like this video. It really helps the algorithm out and my videos go up to the top. They don't, but you know, it helps them out a little bit. And I will see you in my next video really soon. Bye for now.